Graham, is this your first IMEX?
It's our first IMEX, yes.
Oh, you are in for a treat, my friend. You have no idea. First and foremost, get very comfortable shoes because you're going to do a lot of clocking of footsteps and everything else and a lot of hugging. So I'm just giving you a warning right now. But I'm excited about having Delegate Select being part of the Tech2Grow Collective because everybody right now from a meeting design or event design perspective, they're trying to figure out how do we get people to really seek or, seek their own tribe, right? Or actually have new relationships at events. And one-on-one appointment scheduling, matchmaking, networking, all of these platforms and are bubbling up. What I want to talk to you about, though, is, what kind of events should be looking at implementing, a platform that will basically team people up together?
Our real sweet spot is curated meetings, buyer-supplier events, hosted buyer events, especially where the event organizer has committed to their suppliers, we will give you a certain number of meetings.
Nice.
Now, if you leave that to the market and let people just go on and see, oh, who do I want to meet, then you will get some suppliers and sponsors who are going to be very popular, but you will get some who are less popular.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you want to do is give everyone a good experience. And that's what our software has been tuned to do. Now, this is something that we've been working on for a very long time. And it's kind of grown to, we think, an almost complete solution. It's not often nowadays that people say, can your software do this or can your software do that? Because someone else has been there first and now it already does it.
So let's talk about the curated, the wish list effect, because I like the idea of, everybody. Actually, I personally, when I go to an event, I have a wish list of people that I will want to, run into or have a meeting with, etc. So tell us about this, the wish list kind of concept. How does that work?
Essentially, we let people do a search of meeting partners. Now, this can be run as two groups, buyers and suppliers, but it could also be run as one group if you have peer-to-peer events. So we do Gartner's Supply Chain Leadership Forum, and they've got really top people. And obviously, if Bill Gates were to turn up, then everyone would put him on the top of their wish list. The one thing that we say is buyers have to buy into meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say, oh, well, my suppliers are paying for the event, so let's give them the meetings they want. It doesn't really work like that. You can give them the meetings they want, but we can't guarantee they'll be successful. But in order for a meeting to be successful, it's great if the supplier has said, I really want to meet this company, but it's even better if that company says, and I really want to meet this supplier. That's what we call an exact match. So we have an interface and people will look at the suppliers or the buyers they want to meet, and they'll give them the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Now, when we first showed this to people about 7 or 8 years ago, they said, oh, it's like Tinder, isn't it?
I was just going to say, it's like a dating app.
It's like a dating app. And I say, oh, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, you know. Yeah, yeah.
But I've heard it's like Tinder. So thumbs up, thumbs down, and then when they give people the thumbs up, they put them on a wish list and they can drag them up and down. So now we know not only who you want to meet, but how much you really want to meet them.
Mm-hmm.
So our software will then collect that information. The organizer closes the wish list at a certain time, and then the system will match and schedule meetings based on people's availability.
That's fantastic. Have you used that type of curated or wish list concept, say, for example, for student-led meetups at different events, or maybe those that are trying to put together a mentorship program within their conference, for example? I think that would be ideal for that. What do you think?
We've never tried that, but we're always open to new ventures. So I look forward to talking to you more about that in Las Vegas.
Well, I think that, you know, what we try to do really, really, you know, hard when you're designing an event is, like we always say, you want to personalize the event participant experience, right? So
Hmm.
when you take a look at like the target audiences within your attendance base, this is where you want to make sure that like your students, especially those that are first timers, they might be shy, are having the ability to put a wish list together of who they want to meet.
Hmm.
Or, for example, you know, if there's mentors out there, or those that are thinking of retiring, but they don't want to get out of the industry altogether, and have enough in them to share their expertise. This is another way of looking at like one-on-one matchmaking, etc., that they would need some help with. What are the coolest applications of one-on-one appointment scheduling that has not a lot to do with, you know, with vendors or with suppliers? What have you seen worked really well?
Yeah, it's interesting that you asked that, because as you were talking about mentors, out of the blue, we got contacted and we ended up doing this at music festivals. We got a niche in various areas, but we have a niche in Canadian music festivals. And they have essentially an association of artists, and the artists are sometimes represented by agents, and sometimes agent will represent two or three artists. So you've got the artists on the one side, and then you've got what they call the experts on the other side. They can be publicists, but they can be mentors, advisors, consultants, experts in the industry. And we allow I think the organizer likes to allow the artists to say which of the experts they want to meet, and then sometimes they let the experts in to create a wish list of their own. Um, but that's kind of a neat area. The first area we ever started to do this was for bringing airports and airlines together to plan routes in North America. And there was a company, Reed Business International, and I think they gave up their event, but we picked up Jumpstart, that's run by Airports Council International North America. And we've been doing this event for them probably every year. I think maybe they missed one of the COVID years, but other than that, every year for the last dozen years. And it works really well. And that is kind of quite an esoteric area. But the reason it works so well is that people, the airports especially, need to know who they are going to meet maybe a month or so in advance and have that locked in, because then they will put in a lot of preparation so that at the event they will give them a personalized experience. You know, we know you do these routes,
Yep.
but we can help you with this one now.
Fantastic. So I actually had another thought, was what if something like this was designed so that you are able to actually meet the speakers? So a lot of conferences right now, they're trying to have their speakers have like speaker office hours, or, you know, maybe have mini ad hoc meetups and so forth. So do you see any desire in that?
Yeah, we do that for some clients. Basically, the speakers will either come from the buyer side or the supplier side, or if they're not connected to either, usually we'll put them on the delegate side, um, and people can put them on their wish list. And when we come to do the scheduling, we can prioritize it. So we can say, okay, this is tranche one, make sure these meetings happen first. So if they involve the speakers, we can make sure the speakers have all got a full schedule of meetings, and then we can go on and say these are the sponsors, make sure they get their meetings, etc. But yeah, I mean, speakers works well.
Any other cool ideas that you think that, you know, people should be embracing now when they're looking at programming? Is this a revenue opportunity for some?
It's a big revenue opportunity because when we show a chart with the figures, and I won't mention the company, but I showed them the chart and I said, these are the sort of figures we get at buyer-supplier events, and these are the number of meetings per supplier. Oh, and by the way, down here is the cost per meeting per supplier, between $3 and $5. And the guy almost fell off his chair.
Well, that's what we want. We want people to fall off their chairs when they come and see you at IMEX America. So you ready for that?
Yeah, we're ready, excited. And we're looking forward to being on your stand, Dahlia. I
Oh,
think this
thank
will be a
you.
really exciting thing. You know, we could have possibly taken a stand there, but we'd have felt very lonely in America. But
We don't want you feeling lonely, Graham. This is not about that. You're going to be very, very welcome in IMAX for sure. So, and we're going to see you in a couple of weeks, and can't wait to tell everybody what Delegate Select can do for them. So we shall see you there.
excellent.
Take care.
Looking forward to it.
All right,
Thanks a
Jeff.
lot.
Bye.